I'm standing right where the excavation work was done yesterday, and what I want to show you is that to make a pad for the future cisterns, unfortunately we had to get rid of part of our little roadway that had become kind of a walking path. One of the most important things that drew us to this property is the ability to go walking in the woods, both on our own property and there's some town watershed, public land, that we back up to. But to get to those trails, we need to keep some paths clear. I'll show you where I'm going to make a new path to make up for the roadway that's missing. I'm standing behind the septic tank and the place where the yurt will go. Right there is where I intend to make a new shortcut to get to the walking trails. And here you can see where Charles has been propping up the lines with rocks so they don't sink when the excavator backfills the trench. What are you working on here, Charles?
This is the sleeve for the water lines. We've got to put our water lines in a sleeve to run them with the septic line.
My job is becoming increasingly complicated due to a bit of a wardrobe failure. So here's a couple of our hiking trails. That one's actually the road that I was talking about. Here's where the road is blocked. And here is the new path that I just cleared. What you doing now, Charles?
Putting together conduit for our electrical run from the solar down to the yurt. And we're going to bury it in the same trench as our RV dump station.
Good morning. I'm standing in a second clearing on our property. And I wanted to show you how shallow the roots are on some of these trees. This is a hemlock forest with some hardwoods mixed in. This is a tree that fell more than 5 years ago, but after we bought the property. And I wanted to show you the bedrock laying just underneath it. A few days after digging trenches, our contractor came back with a dump truck load of fill and a larger dump truck with more fill. And finally, he brought back the excavator. This time, he used it to tear up the driveway so Charles could reach the solar array with pipes for rainwater collected from the solar panels and conduit for electrical wires between the array and the shed that will house the inverter and batteries. We are super excited to make so much progress on our future home so quickly, but keeping up with the excavator was hard work for Charles, who leveled the newly filled trenches by hand. After the pipes were covered with a finely sifted fill, Charles added a layer of insulation to help keep them at the stable below-ground temperature in wintertime. The realities of our current situation. Charles is itching to get started on this project, but first he has to find a few of the tools that he needs somewhere in the black hole of our cargo trailer. It's been 1 week since the concrete footings were poured, and the concrete is now cured enough to tighten the bolts on the brackets and put up the vertical supports. Good morning. It's going to be a scorcher today, and Charles is going to take a little break from the solar array project to do something a little bit less energy intensive. One of the projects for today is to get rid of a Russian olive tree, which is an invasive plant right here over my shoulder. We read about how we should cut it back and then apply some glyphosate to the cut stem, but I think Charles has something a little bit more dramatic in mind for it. Charles is out on a lumber run, and I decided to try to fix my boots. Well, I may yet have to buy a new pair of boots, but we'll try this first.
There's the first half of our shed.